Let's get it. Hotep, my brothers and my sister. I see my brother here, brother Ty Beatty in the house. Ashe, whoever, if anyone else come on another channel, that's great. If you watch this later on, that's great too. If you don't watch it at all, too bad, so sad. I greet you, my brothers and sisters, in our ancient Kemetic language. Hotep, which means peace. Amandala, which means power to the people. It's a beautiful time to be alive be in the land of the living this evening. I hope you had a beautiful, great, and productive day and evening. It's always a pleasure, and I don't take this lightly. This opportunity to come and to talk to my brothers and my sisters, to share with you what the Spirit have inspired me to share with you. First, it comes to me first. The message is from me first. So when I feel it's valuable and worthy enough to share with someone else, hopefully it can help you and inspire you, empower you, give you direction and guidance. I share it. So that's my hope on tonight. Those of you who may not know me, my name is James Anyabwile Wilson. I'm the spiritual teacher, aka Spiritual Awakener, of the God in Action Ministry Spiritual and Cultural Center platform and podcast. At this time, I'm saying that because we're being shown on YouTube under James Anyabwile, YouTube James Anyabwile. If you can go there, subscribe, like, press notification, and share. We're trying to beef up our YouTube. James Anyabwile. My name is at the bottom of the screen. And we're also on Facebook, my personal, John James Wilson, and also on our ministry platform, God in Action Ministries, or GIAM, GIAM Ministries. All right, you can find us there. But anywho, thank you for tuning in, my brothers and sisters. And this is part 2. Did I say this? I do not take your presence lightly. I thank those of you who have tuned in yesterday, who came through, who pressed the button to view something. It could have been a second, could have been the whole thing, who knows? But from yesterday to today was 91 people, but it was only 2 people on last night live. But anyway, somebody is coming through. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But anyway, do not take your presence lightly. And I hope tonight will be beneficial. If you see the platform, the subject or the lesson, this is part 2, the final part of the topic. Stop letting people trigger you. As I was talking to my brother today, Brother Ty Beatty, this is a topic you cannot exhaust. You can go on forever with this topic because we all deal with it, young and the old alike. I don't care what race, nationality, social, economic, whatever status. We deal with this every single day. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting people trigger you. And I'm not going to recap from what I did yesterday. If you are interested in watching that or knowing what I covered, you can go back and look at the video. This is part 2, so I'm going to move into part 2. All right. And I ask you to do something that will not cost you a dime. Share with someone that you care about and love. The holidays are coming up. You're going to come around some people, some friends, family members, you know what I'm saying? And you haven't seen in a while. In some houses, emotions are stirred up. Old issues are stirred up. People start drinking and smoking, and you know what I'm saying? They start triggering certain feelings, and then the whole environment is toe up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to give you some ammunition where you can deal with that and to navigate through all of that without feeding into it or being triggered to add fuel to the fire. Ashe? All right. Once again, the subject or the lesson today, part 2, the last part. Stop letting people trigger you. Trigger you. Let me look at the definition. Trigger. What does trigger mean? It means to cause strong emotional reaction of fear, anger, and worry in someone. Yes, someone triggers you and causes that in you. All right. Now, there are a lot of miserable people in the world. And these miserable people, they live off of, they feed off of drama and chaos. That's just what they wake up for to do. All right. Oh yeah, there's people like designed like that. You can find these type of people on the job. You can find them in you may be in a relationship with somebody like this, in the home and families, in the community, in the church, or whatever spiritual house you go to. You can find these type of people. You can find them in the schools. They're everywhere. They're going to always be with us, but they're not like us. Just want to throw that in there. These people, these drama-ridden, chaotic seeking triggerers, we all have them, even in our families. And you may be one yourself. Don't cut me off yet. Hear me out. It may help you. These kind of people, they intentionally seek out emotionally vulnerable people, weak and unstable individuals. They intentionally do it. They do it so that they can bait them into a dispute or bait them into some type of altercation. They live for this. They can't stand peace, quiet, and calm. Something always have to be going on, crazy, dysfunctional. Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. When they do this thing, I mean, to them, it's a sick mental game. It's a game to them. They know exactly what buttons to push to get a person riled up or get people riled up. And I don't want you to act like you're innocent, because you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you know exactly what buttons to push on other people to get them riled up and get them going and to trigger them. But I want to help somebody. I want to save somebody. If you are in an altercation or in a process of getting into an altercation or a dispute or argument or disagreement, and you see things getting really out of hand, and the person tells you, all right, let's leave this alone for now. Listen, leave me alone. Please back off. I don't want to talk about this. Leave me alone, please. Please leave me alone. And they walk off. And you start following them, amping stuff up. You gonna listen to me. You gonna listen to me. And they go in the room and you banging on the door. I don't care. You're gonna hear me out. You ain't gonna stop me. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get a reaction, or you're trying to trigger them. They told you to leave them alone. You're putting yourself in danger. I know there's a lot of people like you. If it don't apply, let it fly. But then some people may be coming after you like that. That's dangerous, because you don't know what mindset or mind frame that person is at that time, but they're telling you, please leave me alone. Let me think. Give me some peace for right now. And you keep pressing and keep pressing and keep pressing, or somebody keep pressing you and keep pressing you and keep pressing you. And then when you react, oh my God, 911, how dare you? When somebody tell you, give them some space, leave them alone, don't try to trigger a reaction out of them. It's dangerous. You need to throw that out there to somebody. All right? Brothers and sisters, when I say you, I mean myself too. You must learn how to stop playing that psychological and emotional triggering game. Because you know why? It's a trap. When somebody plays with you, it's a trap. Oh, it's always a trap. So you avoid it at all costs. You avoid that game by any means necessary, because if somebody start the game and you get into the game, you lost, because they're better at the game than you are. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? It takes two to tango. It takes two to argue, takes two to fuss, and takes two to fight. But if you restrain yourself, you're responsible for restraining yourself. If you restrain yourself, what it does, it exposes the other person. It shows you and others who they really are. So you got to stop letting people trigger you. And when you remain calm, woosah, at peace, it don't make you a punk. I said this yesterday. It don't make you a weak. It don't make you fearful or afraid. It shows that you are a stronger person. It shows that you are a wiser person. It shows that you are a bigger person. And it shows that you have learned how to choose your battles wisely. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? Stop letting people trigger you. You hear on the news I mean, you can't help but to hear this. And this is some recent stuff. How people have been triggered. And they're in jail, or they have some serious legal problems, or they have been unalived, or they unalived somebody else because somebody triggered them. You hear that on the news. Road rage. Somebody got cut off. This is recent. Somebody got cut off. I don't know where it happened, but it was road rage, and the person pulled off, thought everything was cool. The other person who was enraged, got triggered, followed that person to their home and shot them up. Killed them because they was triggered. Sometimes this road rage, you get into a shouting match. You start putting the middle finger up. You start fighting, physical fighting, and all that stuff because they got triggered. Instead of taking the time to think these things through, taking the time to breathe and restrain yourself, you put yourself in harm's way, or you did something to somebody else because you got triggered. Recently, this 70-year-old man, he was playing his music real loud, and his neighbor, right, would go up there and talk to him. Hey, brother, you're playing your music too loud. So this one particular night around 3 a.m., OG, I don't know, he was upstairs probably, I don't know, drinking or chilling, whatever. OG decided to go downstairs at 3 a.m. in the morning to confront the neighbor for telling him he playing his music too loud. I guess there was an altercation, a back and forth, an argument. I don't know really what happened, but the neighbor ended up shooting and killing the 71-year-old man because of loud music. They both got triggered. There was an altercation, but one took it another further. A little further, and took the man out. Because people don't have that ability, or they're not utilizing or tapping into that ability to control self, to restrain self, to master self. When you let someone cause you to crash out, I got it, brother, crash out. What you have become to them is their puppet, and they have become your puppet master. Pulling the strings at will, pulling the strings of your emotions at will. My brothers and sisters, hear me and hear me good. It's time to cut the strings of those who have you, who's puppeteering you, who have that ability to control your emotions, to trigger you. It's time to cut the strings and take your power back ASAP. ASAP. Let me tell you something. When you hear a message or hear something pertaining to this, it's time to act now. My brothers and sisters, I have this book that I recommend that you buy. It's an easy read. It's not expensive. Written by Dr. Richard Carlson, and is titled "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff," and it's all small stuff. On page 77, this is what it says. Certainly, there will be times when you will want or need to argue, confront, or even fight for something you believe in. Many people, however, argue, confront, and fight over practically anything and everything, turning their lives into a series of battles over relatively small stuff. There is much frustration in living this type of life. Is it talking to you? Someone gave me this book around, I'll say 15 years ago. I was at some job, on my job. It was a Christmas party. You know how you exchange gifts, but you don't tell the person who got the gift for you. Somebody read my card, got me this book. I have an idea who it was, but I don't really know who it was. But when I got this book, I said, damn, somebody read my card. I thought I was incognito. The book was a blessing to me, and I still read it to this day. We have to learn how to master ourselves. Once again, we don't have the power to control anyone else. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say. Only power you have is to control yourself, restrain yourself, self-mastery. It don't happen overnight, but you have to start. You may fail, but you get up and keep going. You may make a mistake. You get up and keep going. We're not perfect. But doing something beats not doing anything. Are you hearing me, brothers and sisters? But you know what? I said all these miserable people out here, these people who like to trigger people who feed off this stuff, they have to have a purpose. They're going to always be around us. And like I said, I hope you're not in that number, that kind of person. But don't write yourself off too quickly. So I believe these troublemakers, they serve a purpose on this earth. Yeah. I believe they're sent to teach us self-control. You can always learn a lesson from anybody. I don't care, good or the bad. I don't care. You can learn lessons from anybody. So once again, I believe they're here to teach us how to be self-control ourselves, to master ourselves. And let me tell you something. You're going to always be challenged. You're going to always be triggered. You know why? Because you may think, oh, this message ain't for me. I know I have restraint over my emotions. Nobody can't trigger me. Nobody can set me off. Nobody can get me under my skin. Let me tell you something. You'll never know how good you are in restraining yourself until the situation confronts you. Until you experience the situation. As I said yesterday, if not tonight, tomorrow, the next day, or whatever, before this week is out, somebody is going to try to trigger you, or something was trying to trigger you, get under your skin, bait you into this psychological, emotional game. Watch and see. Dealing with people like this, or dealing with disrespectful people, conflict starters, chaotic, dysfunctional environment makers. And like I said, beware, the holidays coming. Uncle so-and-so, auntie so-and-so, grandma and uncle, and the ones who be drinking, or one who's a bitter, they're going to start bringing up some stuff. Mess up the whole atmosphere. But there's going to be some people going to trigger them, and they're going to jump in. That's not true. You love Johnny better than you love me. Mary got all your attention. I was the black sheep of the family. Being around people like that, it could be draining. Very draining. If you have to be around them. But if you have to be around them for whatever reason, there's one thing you got to always do. Always protect your mental, your spiritual, your emotional, and your physical health. Because all of that ties into your being. No matter what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with, what kind of reaction they're trying to get out of you. You're going to be triggered. You're going to feel it. But it's your reaction to it that counts. But always protect your mental, your spiritual, your emotional, and your physical health. How do you do that, brother? By setting healthy boundaries for yourself. Setting healthy boundaries. You know, when you learn to respect yourself, you don't let, I don't care who it is, cross certain lines. But if you ain't got no boundaries, people will step all over the line and come at you, talk about, disrespect you, and bash you, and character assassinate you All these different things, because you have no boundaries. And if anybody dare to cross the boundaries, that's who you distance yourself from, or you cut off completely. Even family members. Stop letting people trigger you. There's a scripture that instructs, seek peace and pursue it. In other words, run that thing down, apprehend it, wrestle it down, arrest it by any means necessary. Don't let peace escape you. Though it may escape a lot of other people, you can see out in this world how peace have escaped so many people. They can't be calm. They can't sit still. Now they labeling them with ADHD, ADD, hyperactive anxiety. They labeling people with all kind of stuff. And a lot of that stuff is not really mental illness. A lot of it is because they don't have the ability, or they have not learned how to restrain themselves, or to keep their emotions in control, or they're allowing the outside stresses to stress them and trigger them into doing strange acts and questionable behaviors. Are you a part of that number? It takes nothing. I'm coming to my close. It takes nothing for somebody to go off. Anybody can do that. Anybody can go off. But it takes great strength to hold your peace. Anybody can go. You got even babies going off. You give them a little cake for the first time, or you don't give them the little the food they want. They spaz out, throwing tantrums. They was triggered. Can they trigger you? Shut up. All right, here, be quiet. Oh, man. My brothers and sisters, you got to learn to restrain your temper and restrain your emotions. When somebody tries to get under your skin, baits you in to altercations and arguments, or somebody who's trying to trigger you so that you can react. And I said that once you react, you lost the game. Because you know what they'll do? I said it yesterday. They'll gaslight you and say, see, look what you've done. See how you talking to me. See how you dealing with me. I don't deserve that. They started it. Now you had a human reaction. They flip the script, gaslight, and say, now look at you. Now you the focus. That's why you don't play the game. Hold your peace. Hold your peace. Stop letting people trigger you. You saying stop letting people trigger you, brother, but you're not giving us any solutions or some things that can help us or help me. Because I try to do it, man. I try. Believe me, I try. But it seems like I still blow up. They still get to me. Yes, people gonna still get to you. Don't let them see you sweat. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you unravel. Don't ever let them know that they're able to cause a stir in you. You're gonna be triggered. But don't react. Think before you speak. Think before you do anything. Be a responder. So, brother, what can I do then? All right, here's some few things. It's not the whole laundry list. Some things I would recommend, some things I would suggest. Things that you can do to help you keep your cool, your calm, your peace when someone's trying to provoke or trigger you, get under your skin, or cause you to react in a negative way. Number one, respect yourself and let them know, listen, I'm not going to let you talk to me that way. I'm not going to involve myself in this conversation, or just walk away. You set boundaries. Set boundaries. If you can't talk to me like a human being, you got to keep screaming and yelling at me. I'm not going to sit here and let you do that. I won't do it to you. I ask that you respect me as the same. They can't respect those boundaries, you walk away. Don't participate. Number 2, you can count to 10. Think before you speak. Breathe. You know they triggered you. And you don't want to come up the side of your neck. So they can flip the script on you and point out how you behaving and acting. You breathe. Count to 10 before you speak. Or count to 10 to relax and calm yourself down if you choose not to speak. But don't blow up. Breathing exercises will calm you down too. Help you be controlled, keep control of yourself. Or maintain control of yourself. Breathing. Just breathe. All right. Talk to yourself. Nope. I'm not going to feed into this. Nope. I'm not going to do it. Nope. I'm not going to fall into this trap. Nope. Takes 2 to tangle. Nope. Another thing, when somebody's coming at you all kind of ways, disrespectful, whatever it may be, as long as they're not putting their hand on you, I believe in self-defense. I'll walk away. You can do whatever you call me, a punk, a sissy, whatever you want to call me. Names don't hurt me. They may hurt me, but I ain't going to let you know that. I just want to correct that. But when they do that, keep your mouth shut. Silence. When you silent, it speaks volumes. Because the person that don't expect you to be calm. They expect you to react. Like I said, they study you. They press buttons. But when you do the opposite of what they expect, leaves them guessing. Leaves them unknowing what you're thinking. Just being quiet and silent speaks volumes. Because when they do this thing, once again, the plan is to trigger you, to argue back, to react in a negative way. You got to just keep that in mind. And I'm not keep saying people doing it to you. You do it to other people. Come on, to thine own self be true. Don't catch feelings. Facts over feelings, y'all. Facts. Come on, facts over feelings. And what you dish out is going to come back to you. And once I said, when you're trying to set these boundaries and exercise these things to try to keep yourself cool, you're going to fall sometimes. You're going to fail sometimes. But you don't justify it. You take responsibility for your actions and you go and apologize. They ain't gonna never apologize. Some people don't, they'll go to their grave before they apologize. But you don't want them to turn you into them. Be your own authentic, loving, caring, respectable self. So take responsibility when you mess up and never justify your negative behavior. Because once again, 2 wrongs don't make it right. Another thing that you can do, brothers and sisters, if you can take it, this is if you can take it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may be able to take it. Some days you're like, I can't take this. When they come at you, disrespect you and trying to get you riled up, rah, 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 they won't shut up. If you can take it, let them vent themselves out. Look at them like they're crazy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you right. Oh, yeah. You got a point. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do on myself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let them vent themselves out. And lastly, if they continue, just don't want to behave, Act right. I don't care who it is. Your children, your grandma, your mama, your spouse, your daddy. I don't care who it is. You don't want to ease up on you. Just trying to just do things to have you react and go off and be disrespectful and do something negative, sound negative, act negative. No, you limit or cease spending time with them. Distance yourself. And this right here is a joke, but people have done this. When people are all trying to get you, rah, 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 and they won't stop, and they keep doing it. They've been doing it. You've been dealing with this for years. They still won't do it. I told you, the man or female, is all right, honey, I'm going to take the garbage out, or I'm going to the store, get some bread. I'll be back. They never come back. And all that you do, stop letting people trigger you. Ashe, I could have triggered somebody saying the things that I said, or something that I said could have triggered you. That's not true what he said. Everybody ain't that way. I ain't like that. That don't apply to me. Fine. Give it to somebody who you know needs it. You can't say you don't know somebody, if not yourself. But you need it, and I need it. Believe that. My brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening. And I ask that you go over this, man, and share it and chop it up the way you chop it up and put little stuff up on your platform. Chop it up. Say it the way you say it. Each one reach one, each one teach one. All right? Help somebody else with it. But first you help yourself. Improve yourself. Become a better version of yourself. And I'll do the same. All right? So once again, I thank you. That was part 2. If you have not seen part 1, listen to it. Go back and listen to it. And I wish you well. I wish you the best. Pray for me. Those of you who sincerely pray, and I'll pray for you. Ashe? I'll leave out of here as I came in with Hotep, which means peace. Amandala, which means power. Power to the people. I just see my brother Izel, Tybidi in the house, and Queen Amari, Lisa in the house tonight. But like I said, for some reason, how do you get 90-something views from yesterday from the first one when only 2 people be coming in and 1 person be coming in? Somebody's skeeting through. Nicodemuses, they come through the night in the secret of the night. But as long as you're getting it, hey, you're getting it. Ashe, my brother and sister, my time is up. I'll see you next time.